This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
I am Shekhar Gupta in Kerala in the village of Valaseri, and like most Kerala villages, it's a picture postcard village, and my guest today, its most famous son, Mr. Justice K.G. Balakrishnan, very soon the new Chief Justice of India. Actually, he'll be holding what many of us think today is the most powerful post in the country. He may differ with it, but we'll discuss that. Justice Balakrishnan, I'm so grateful to you for inviting us here to your village. It's such a rare privilege and such a special privilege. Thank you very much. And it's a very special feeling also to be in this very humble home where you grew up.
Yes, it arises in so many nostalgic memories. Everyone would like to, very much like the younger days, childhood days. This place where he spent the childhood days is most memorable in his life.
Right, and those were also in some ways tough days for you.
Tough days because I had to walk 5 kilometers to reach the school, then get up early in the morning, prepare for the school. I will go for taking bath in the pond. All these were the thrilling days.
And with very little money.
Of course, my father was a government servant,
Right,
and he has 6 children. I am the second child
Right.
of my parents. He has to look after all his other brother, 2 brothers, and he had to maintain a big family.
Right. On a court clerk's salary.
Court clerk salary.
Would have been very proud, his son becoming Chief Justice of India now.
Yes.
Your mother also talked about some childhood rituals. For example, you always carried lunch for your father in the court.
That was when I was a student of the second or third standard, when father was working in the Etumanu Municipal Court.
Right.
When we were staying in a house very close to the
Right.
to the municipal court, so I used to take lunch for my father. It was actually the court was up the hill, and the school was on the other side of the hill.
Right.
So I take the lunch and go give to the father, and then go to the. It was a shift. I was in the afternoon shift.
In the school.
So it was easier for me to do
You have recollections from those first visits to a court. What did a court look like?
Even from childhood, I used to see, 7, 8 years, I used to
Right.
see the court.
And
So
did
the
you-
people, with the peons, with villa,
Right.
all these. So, in fact, I was familiar with the court staff and all.
Right. So did you at that point ever think you might be working?
No, not at all.
But you have any recollections of something somebody said at that point, either to you or to your father, or that your father may have said to you?
No, one incident I used to recite. Sometimes the advocates invited me for the training, but then they asked me why what attracted. So I get a lot of respect for the court and judges. I saw the munsifs in those days. They were in Kerala especially highly respected, these judicial officers. So
Right.
I saw them from my childhood, these civil judge, junior division munsif, and going from the court, moving steadily to the house and all. So I said one day I went to the court. Then there was a lot of people moving around, and then somebody said it's a court inspection. Then I thought that this judge must have come. So then I was sitting or standing near the my father's table. Then somebody came and patted on my back and said, "Hello, boy, good, study well and all. Good boy, you study well." Patted on my back. I came back in the evening and told my brother, his elder brother, who is an engineer, you just saw. So I told DC judge patted on my back and told, back up here, not DC judge. Somebody else must have been there. So I don't know. DC judge, in those days, DC judge was a very big So then I told mother also. The mother also was not fully satisfied.
I see.
Then the father
She didn't
came
believe
and
you.
I told this with red ribbon around and with the hat and all. Hey, this is a spion.
She spoke to our again to our correspondent, and she talked very touchingly about the discrimination that your late father faced.
Because that was a time when the old Kerala was having a lot of discriminatory practices. The untouchability was there. Then the caste prejudices was in the village was very common. Some of the people were actually not slaves, but a sort of rudiments of slavery was there. They were attached to some big family, were doing work exclusively for them.
Has caste ever been a liability, a problem, a disadvantage?
It is a disadvantage in sometimes it is disadvantage. Whatever we say, at least for some persons, that inner prejudice is there, is working in the mind. I may have also prejudice, my own prejudices, personal prejudices to something like that. As a judge, I always pray that I should be I should not have any sort of prejudice towards any community, caste, or any ideas, any perception, ideology, or we should not have any prejudice, especially when deciding the rights of others.
Right. Did you face this prejudice yourself early on or later?
I must have suffered some prejudices at some stage or other, but I was not very much worried about it.
Right.
I was not making very much fuss about it. And also some people are so much touchy about these things, and they always that in a way, why should we have to get over these prejudices? But if you are straight, honest, and all these good behavior, all this we show, people will forget about these prejudices.
Because sir, there is a Dalit anger in India, and a lot of it is justified because there is prejudice and people face it, particularly when they are young. And why must they take it? They should not take it. I mean, how they answer it, there may be different ways of answering it.
Yes. Some people strongly react it. That is also necessary, because sometimes, as you said, why should they suffer? In a free country where the rights of everyone is born equal, everyone has equal rights, then why should these sort of prejudices are there? But
so going by your experience and now your knowledge and intellect, what advice would you give to a Dalit child, say in a Bihar village, which today might be more backward than this village was when you were going to school? What is your advice to him?
Education is the only way to. There is mostly the Dalit people, they don't have the land base.
Right.
There is no land, and they cannot think of any source of finance to start any industry or any trade or commerce. They cannot. Only way is to come with the education.